Hello and welcome people back to Let's Fail at Beating Stretch Fucking Panic. This will make sense later.
What if I don't want it to make sense?
And it will be in the spirit of the game.
True. Well, that's fitting for a final boss.
Oh yes. It's a bitch and a half. I actually, while fighting her, I didn't actually find out what her weakness is. I only found it out by watching the video later on. And the weakness is actually, you're supposed to stand around the fire and wait for her to reach out for you.
And then dodge it, right?
And then dodge it with your mad skills at dodging that you totally have. Avoiding all of that crap that's around here. Also, not being able to see what's actually behind you, where the fire actually is. Also, that helps a lot. The only way you can assume where the fire is, you have to just stand on the other side of the first fire. How I actually, because she does actually get hit by the fire, and it's not one of those dudes. They don't really matter. She just randomly reached out for it for some reason. She hit herself.
Well, I'm sure someone has speedrun this game and has proven that you can, in fact, have mad dodging skills.
Well, yes, this game can be beaten in like an hour or so if you know what you're doing. But we're not here for that. I don't know what I'm doing ever since I launched the disc.
You haven't known what you were doing ever since you started your video gaming career.
More or less, but this hasn't helped either. Any case, attacking her is also very difficult because you always have to stay very far. Because first of all, like if you're gonna approach her at a convenient range for you to actually be able to aim at her hands, you're gonna be in the range of those spiky balls. And they do.
Can you stretch the spiky balls?
No, I tried.
Aww.
I was actually thinking that maybe one of her weaknesses, like for example, getting her to hit one of those spiky balls. But no, that's not that. I was also thinking that maybe stretching the spiky ball into her would cause the red damage, but no, that would make too much sense and it would be way too accessible for anyone attempting this. This is also where I am at, is the furthest you can go, and also, yes, you still cannot see where the fire behind you is.
Just kind of judge it.
Yes, but also you have to like, also she has to aim directly at you with her little hands and grab precisely at the fire, or just do it on her own randomly for no reason. I did that twice.
Well, looking at the layout of the room, the fires are in the four corners of it, so if you're just directly across from one fire, there's probably fire right behind you.
Yeah, that's what I said before, but the problem is You have to always be moving because of everything. But sadly, I cannot rest.
Okay.
In any case, there isn't much to be said about this fight beyond this point. The rockets also aren't too much of a, let's say, they're not too threatening. But at the same time, you would think that attacking the rocket, as in pinching it to turn it back into the thing that it shoot from, would at the very least kill the thing that it shoot from. No, not so. No such luck. Doesn't do that. You have the only way you can get rid of those turrets is by pinching them.
I see.
And if I were to design this fight, I would have at the very least aimed the missiles to hit her hands. Or at the very least, just hit the turret that it launched from and defeat it.
Yeah.
It is this fight isn't quite as difficult if you actually do use the stretch bomb like you're supposed to in order to actually beat the game. Which, yeah, here. She aimed at the fire for some reason at the other side of the room. What she does also doesn't make sense. And also she doesn't seem to aim far behind you after she doesn't hit you. So again, it's just a long, difficult and kind of dull fight. With a lot of shit happening all around you that you can kind of easily avoid by just running in circles, just as I do all along.
Well, considering the timing of her reaching for the fire, do you think it might have been because having something to do with the missile? Mentioned.
No. I actually played it by frame, and missiles had nothing to do with it. Because the missiles themselves will, in fact, go back to the turret. They will just not defeat them.
Well, so much for that, then.
Yeah, the best way to actually deal damage to her is probably this, the stretch bomb. And we can actually just talk about that. That's actually the way you're supposed to correctly beat this game. You're supposed to be using stretch bomb extensively on each and every fight. Otherwise, you beating the boss doesn't actually count, and you don't get credits. So at this point, it's honestly not that hard. It's just, you know, figuring this out without the manual or a guide. That's what's kind of difficult, and that's what I've been doing for the most part. I didn't look up any videos. I just played the game as it was, which, in hindsight, maybe it would have been a better idea to first play through it entirely, and then, you know, just to know what, where, and how, and why. But at the same time, I think this also illustrates the issue that this game has better. As in, and here, I actually managed to launch her other hand into the fire.
How'd you do that?
As I said before, I don't know how I did anything in here. I just pinched it, and it launched precisely in the direction of the fire. That just happened, and I would be lying if I said I planned this out. But yeah, in the future, I may just do another really short run of this game, where I actually get all the bosses killed correctly, as in using the Scarf Bomb. But as it is right now, I will just move on to another thing to not drag this out for much longer. Which, yeah, I already decided what the next thing is gonna be. It's gonna be the Berserker game for the PS2, aka the actually good Berserker game.
And it's all thanks to me.
Well, really, I just kind of asked you because meh. You're gonna be a part of it, so you may as well have a word in it.
Fine, I guess I'm just not important. Jeez.
Well, you're important enough to decide.
Whatever, jerk. I see how it is.
That nonchalant. Oh, that hurts. Explode.
That was the best way to end that.
Yes. Oh, that hurt.
What?
I was just kind of happy thinking that I actually beat the game. And I was wiggling around the controls, only to later find out that I don't get to do the credits.
No.
And that I in fact have to play through the entire game all over again. However, it's not gonna be that difficult since, you know, I already know what to do, and I'll just rank up all of the points that I need, and in order to Scarf Bomb everything, and yeah, see you again in the goddamn PS2 Berserker game. We will end this at me wandering around aimlessly, trying to figure out what actually went wrong. What did I do wrong?
Everything.
Is it the titty bell that I am supposed to go to? Is the titty bell the answer? I don't know. The answer is no. It isn't.
Why not?
I know.
I still don't know what this thing is supposed to be.
And nobody will ever know.